Hello, everyone. Good morning or afternoon, depending on where you're joining us from. I'm Fazil. I'll be your host. I'll be taking you through the session. Firstly, thank you for joining us for this session of this webinar, where we'll be talking about the all new Key Manager Plus UI and other changes that we've brought through version 7000 of Manage Engine Key Manager Plus. If you're new to Manage Engine, Key Manager Plus is Manage Engine's comprehensive end-to-end certificate and key lifecycle management solution, right? And version 7000 is the latest version of Key Manager Plus, where we've revamped the UI. I'm joined by our in-house product experts, Pradeep and Arul, as well as Sean, and also by our development head, Shiva. Before we get into the session, couple of housekeeping rules. All attendees will be on listen-only mode by default. Feel free to leave your questions in the Q&A panel. Our experts will get to them in the question and answer session at the end of my presentation. This session will be recorded and it'll be sent to all of you in a couple of days. And of course, if you have any further queries or feedback, you can always email them at kmp-webinars@managengine.com. Without further ado, let's see what this session is all about first, right? We'll look at three major things. Obviously, the all-new Key Manager Plus UI, like I touched upon. We'll also look at minor tweaks we've made, quality of life improvements to enrich user experience throughout the product. And we'll also look at other updates in version 7000, including updates to existing capabilities. Now, before I go to the product and show you what we have done and what the changes are in the UI of version 7000, we set out to do this first for two reasons. One is we wanted Key Manager Plus to look and feel like how it would be if it was your product, your Key Manager Plus. So which means we wanted to add more customization options and more personalization options, firstly. And we also wanted to declutter the product, right? So we took years of customer feedback as well as customer usage to determine what was most important to our customers. And we ensured, we prioritized that. And we wanted to ensure that every step of your certificate lifecycle management was, seamless. Firstly, moving from tab to tab, and every tab was focused enough and decluttered enough to ensure that it had everything and also did not take too much time for an administrator or an operator looking at configuring something quickly. They should be able to find what they're looking for, right? So we wanted to make it lighter, refreshing, and decluttered. So which is what we set out to do. And of course, we've made small tweaks here and there to existing tabs to ensure, we've taken customer feedback, but also we've looked at what we can do to make sure that you spend less time on every tab and get whatever operation you want to perform within fewer clicks than you would otherwise do. So this is what we set out to do. Now let's see what exactly these changes are, right? As far as UI is concerned, like I touched upon it, we have customizable dashboards as part of our customization options, as well as the option to change themes, etc. in Key Manager Plus. We have a simplified sidebar that goes along with certificate operations as well as key operations that you would need in the order in which you would need them. And we also have a brand new integrations tab, right? I'll show you this in the product, of course. For comparison, this is the older version of Key Manager Plus. If you haven't started using 7000, you would be familiar with this dashboard. And if you have started using 7000, you'd obviously see the difference between the two, but you'd also recognize the edit button on top, on the bottom right corner of your screen. Like I mentioned, we wanted Key Manager Plus to look and feel how you wanted it to feel. Let's say, for example, you are an administrator who deals only with certificate operations, and anything to do with keys is not of your concern, and you would have them lower on your home screen, which is basically your dashboard of Key Manager Plus, right? So we wanted to give our administrators the ability to customize their dashboard depending on what was most important to their organization, whether they wanted certificate a certificate number by authority, or whether they wanted a number of SHA-1 certificates and so on. Whatever it is that they needed on top, we wanted to be able to make sure that they have it. To edit the dashboard, you simply click on the edit button in the bottom right corner. You click on dashboard details, right? And you show only what you want to show. For example, if you do not want certain widgets to be present in the dashboard, or if you want to hide them for now temporarily, you can do that with the edit dashboard option. Simply click on apply changes and the changes will get reflected. You can also, after clicking the edit button, you can resize, you can drag and drop widgets depending on what was more important to you, right? So this way you can ensure that whatever you're looking for on a daily basis, because of course, if you are an administrator who is taking care of SL certificate and keys, this would be a product you'd use every day. And we make sure that what you want to see on a daily basis is on your screen when you open the product. Another customization option or a personalization option that we have is to make sure Key Manager Plus looks how you want it to look, whether it is in the right font for you, whether you want it in light mode or dark mode, whether you'd like a mellow theme or you would have more color to it. Or if, let's say, you're someone like me, you would like it to be dulled down a little and not the bright red, you can go for that as well. So these are some customization options we wanted to give to our customers, right? So this is also based on the feedback we've received over the years, of course. Now, I touched upon the fact that apart from the customization and personalization options, we wanted to make sure that administrators were able to prioritize each step in their certificate lifecycle management process. And we wanted to make sure that each tab reflected what they would require there, right? Through years of customer usage, as well as what we've evaluated with our product, we've noticed that customers as well as administrators use Key Manager Plus more for certificate operations. So we wanted to do a quick change, right? We've moved the SSL tab a little higher than it was before, also such that there is a seamless transition. Firstly, if you're an admin, you open your dashboard, right? You discover your certificates that you want to manage, and then you go to your SSL tab where all of your certificates are present and you manage them from one tab. And then you go to the integrations tab where all of your integrations are present. Now, this is one stark difference from the previous version, is that we have a brand new integrations tab in version 7.0.0, right? So what we wanted to do two things with this. Firstly, we wanted to make sure that the SSL tab was decluttered. Let's look at the previous version. The philosophy with the previous version of Key Manager Plus and the design philosophy was to have all of your certificate operations available in a single pane, right? Whether that was a public CA integration, whether that was managing your certificates, whether that was CSRs or so on, we wanted all of it to be in a single pane. But we realized that maybe we have to give our customers and our administrator with a focused approach. So we've slightly changed our philosophy where we wanted to declutter the SSL tab, right? Make sure that we provided a focused approach. So you discover certificates, and for you to manage your certificates, you simply come to the SSL tab. You're able to manage your certificates. The CSR tab is right here as it was before, so it's the private CA option. But we've moved integrations to a separate tab. We've brought out integrations from all across the product, and we've grouped all of them together in a single tab, right? So this way admins save a lot of time. You don't go to the SSL tab to look at integrations. If you want to integrate with a public CA, or if you want to configure an Acme integration or a Kubernetes or a Jenkins, you simply click on the integrations tab and you configure the integrations. This way it's more clear, right? If you're looking for an integration, you go to the integrations tab. If you're looking to manage your certificates, you go to the SSL tab. So that's one small thing that we wanted to add. And also, if you go to the SSL tab, you clearly see what you're looking for. There's not too much going on. So we've given our administrators a focused approach towards the SSL tab as well, right? Now, a couple of these are the major tweaks as far as UI is concerned. That is, we've moved the SSL tab up, we've decluttered it, we've added an integrations tab, and we've grouped all the integrations together. customizable dashboards, right? Personalization options, and so on. But we've also wanted to make sure that we made quality of life improvements to ensure that administrators who are using our products every day spend less time on each tab. For example, if you want to quickly pull up an audit report, right? So you go to the audit tab. The previous audit tab had all of the audits uh, listed under operations audit here in a single pane, right? Again, change in design philosophy. But what we've done with the audit tab is we've brought in different types of audit here to the audit tab, and we've also segregated them based on the type of audit. So if you are looking for a user audit, you can simply go here and you can search either by the date of the audit that you're looking for instead of going through pages, because we have a search bar here now. You can also look at the different operation description or whatever it is that you're looking for here. So this way, you don't spend too much time looking for the audit that you want. You have a search option, and it is more, clearer what type of audit that you're looking for, right? And if you have to run reports, if you have to fetch something, it's easier this way. Speaking of reports, we've had similar tweaks in the reports tab as well, right? So one thing we observed and one thing we heard from our customers was that in the reports tab, we have a lot of reports, but with different names, of course, but we did not have a description for these reports. Often we got tickets where customers were asking us, hey, this is my need. Which report do I have to export and so on? So we wanted to add a little more clarity. So firstly, we've added a small description to all of our reports. Secondly, reports are segregated based on their types. So if you're looking for a public CA report, you know where to go for. If you're looking for an SH report, again, you know where to go for. And firstly, let's look at the SL reports here. So one other small difference that you would notice is that it is reports tab now comes with a search bar, right? So if you are looking for a specific type of report in SL reports, you can simply search for example, let's say I'm looking for a vulnerability report, right? Simply I search for vulnerability and there it is. I don't even have to click the report and go inside. I can simply click on the option button here and I can export it via PDF or email, right? So that is, again, we wanted to ensure that our admins spent less time on each tab, less time navigating through the product. And we also wanted to ensure that their job got done in fewer clicks, right? So that is another quality of life improvement that we've added. And the the other quality of life improvement we've added and small tweak that we made is to the settings tab. Now, let me show you the previous version for a comparison between the two design philosophies. In the settings tab of the previous version, we followed an left-hand side tree model where settings were grouped based on the type of settings. And once you click on it, it'll expand and you can go to the respective tab. Now, what we noticed here is that for you to expand the type and see what type of sub settings are there under each settings category, you'll have to click on it, expand. Again, the number of clicks required for you to explore the type of settings available in Key Manager Plus itself, we felt like that could be reduced. So in version 7.0.0, what we've done is we've brought out the card format where all of the different settings and their subtypes are available to you right in front of you. So like, for example, you're an administrator who's looking to configure something really quickly, right? Whether there is a ticketing system integration or whether you want to add an ME tracker or something like that, you don't have to spend too much time looking for where it is, right? And secondly, again, like with the audits and reports tab, we've also added a search bar. So you can search for the type of settings you're looking for and quickly configure, right? And you can move forward with your work without too much delay. Right? So these, with respect to what the UI and the changes that we've brought out, these are the primary changes for version 7.0.0, right? I hope all of these are beneficial to you, not just in terms of easy navigation, but also we hope it's more functional to you in the way that you use your product, right? So these are UI changes that we've made. And with respect to capabilities, we've also made some changes with respect to that, right? We have a brand new emSign CA integration in Key Manager Plus. If you are an organization that wants to manage certificates issued by emSign, you can now integrate Key Manager Plus with emSign and you can manage and perform all certificate operations for certificates issued by AM Sign, right? This is version 7000, so you have the brand new integrations tab, like I had mentioned earlier. Simply click on the integrations tab and you have the AM Sign integration here. Of course, you can configure it and you can manage certificates issued by AM Sign. Another change that we have is we have added an option for you to mandate templates for CSR creation for operators. For example, let's say this is the primary reason for us to bringing this about is that you might want to limit errors, manual errors, when CSR creation takes place, especially by operators. So what you can do is you can create CSR templates, and you can, in settings, you can tweak the operator settings to mandate templates for CSR creation for operators. And once you allow both and you save, right, when operators are creating a CSR, they won't be able to manually create it. I'll just quickly show you. I'm logged in as an administrator, but I'll show you what the change would be if you were an operator, right? So I'm going to the CSR tab and I'm creating a CSR request. So all of these fields that are available to me as an administrator will be blacked out. All an operator can do is choose the template that is available to them, and whatever data is required as per the template will be auto-populated, and then they create. There is no option for them to manually enter details, limiting the amount of manual error that can happen in CSR creation. Now, another update that we've brought as part of version 7000 is the option to allow list domains, right? So we wanted to ensure that if there is a vulnerability going on with specific domain, we wanted you to ensure that you removed it from the allow list. So what the domain allow list from the name suggests would do is that it limits Key Manager Plus from connecting to only those domains which have been allow listed in the domains allow list settings in Key Manager Plus. So if a particular domain is not part of this allow list, then Key Manager Plus would not be able to connect to that domain, and therefore you would not be able to perform any certificate or other operations with that particular domain. This is especially helpful if there is an ongoing vulnerability with the domain, or if there is a specific issue with the domain. You can simply remove it from the allow list such that there can be no operation that takes place. No established connection takes place between Key Manager Plus and that domain, and therefore no operation can take place. So this is another capability that we've added to Key Manager Plus to enhance your security posture. Something else that would be of interest to you if you use APIs is a couple more tweaks to the RESTful APIs that Key Manager Plus supports. Firstly, we have a support for a new API, which is the Update SSL Certificate API, which can be used to update the SSL certificate details, including the additional field values. And we also have the Delete SSL Certificate. The Delete SSL Certificate API has now been enhanced with an option to exclude the certificate and provide a reason for its exclusion during the certificate deletion process. So if you're using RESTful API, so this is for you. And we also have a couple of improvements to our integrations, specifically the Jenkins and ticketing system integrations. I will show that to you. Let's go over the ticketing system integration first. If you are unaware, Key Manager Plus integrates with two ticketing tools, Service Desk Plus as well as ServiceNow, where the purpose of this integration is that if there is an upcoming certificate expiry, right, if you want to be automatically notified of it, you can integrate Key Manager Plus with your ticketing system, wherein when a certificate is about to expire, a ticket can be automatically created in your ticketing system such that you stay on top of it. This can also be done for SL vulnerabilities, of course, right? So what we've added as part of version 7000 is the option to add additional fields to templates of the tickets, right? Let's look at the ticketing system integration. If I click on enable, right? So this option, this enhancement in version 7000 is available only for Service Desk Plus as for now. So if you're a Service Desk Plus user, when you're configuring the integration, you can also fetch ticket templates from Service Desk Plus, the default templates that you have. Now, this option, which is add templates to additional fields, is something we've added to version 7000, wherein In addition to the default template of ticket creation, if you feel like there are certain fields that are important to you that you'd like added to the ticket and sent to the ticketing tool when the ticket is raised, you can do that as well using Key Manager Plus. Now, if you go to the SSL tab, let's say for me, the location and contact is important when a ticket is raised. So I want those two details to be raised when my ticketing system is creating a ticket. So I have added those two additional fields. And if I add those additional fields to the templates, when the ticket is being raised, these two fields, the data in these two fields goes with the ticket as well. So you can, add more value to the tickets that you're raising, depending on what data or information is available and important to your organization. As far as the Jenkins integration is concerned, one thing you would notice in the integrations tab is that the Jenkins integration is now present in the integrations tab, as with every other integration, instead of under settings, API, keys, right? So if if you're using the Jenkins integration, the SSL certificates that require key store passwords can now be utilized in the Jenkins build environment of your organization for freestyle projects, both during the build generation and post build processes, right? So if that is something that you want, if you have SSL certificates that require key store passwords, you can now use them in the Jenkins build environment of your freestyle projects. So that is as far as the Jenkins integration goes. Pretty straightforward. These are all the changes that we have as part of version 7.0.0, right? We just wanted to highlight to ensure that you're aware of where things have been moved, right? And you're able to navigate through the new UI seamlessly, whether making use of customizable dashboard, personalizing Key Manager Plus how you want it, the integrations present here, including public CA integrations, and the search options and audit reports and settings and so on. We just wanted to make sure that you're aware of it and you can take full maximum, advantage of these new updates that have been rolled out. I'm sure you have a lot of questions, not just specific to version 7.0.0, but with Key Manager Plus in general, which is why we have our in-house product experts with us. So if you have any further questions for us, please drop them in the Q&A panel in the chat. Do you have any questions? If you have any support tickets, I'm bound to say that we have our product consultants here with us as well. So if you have any queries with the product, they're here to guide you live on call. We have a question here. If you already have Key Manager Plus, is the upgrade free? Yes, if you have an existing version of Key Manager Plus, I'm sure the upgrade is free, but I would let our products consultants confirm that for you as well. Pradeep, if you can confirm.
Hi, Beth. This is Pradeep. Yes, you'll be able to update Key Manager Plus to the latest version.
Please click on the upgrade pack link to update the product to version 7.0. We have another question here. Should we schedule a time and date for an upgrade, or are there instructions on doing the upgrade on our own? I think you can email us to the support email ID, right? And they can guide you through the upgrade process, right? So Pradeep will drop the support email ID to you in the chat, and you can feel free to drop an email to our support team, and they'll be able to guide you through the upgrade process. We also have upgrade instructions sent via chat by Arul. So if you want a step-by-step guide, you can look at it as well. Thank you for joining us. It was wonderful having you all here for this session. I hope you were able to take notes of what the changes are in the latest version of Key Manager Plus, right? If you have any further queries or feedback for us, please feel free to drop an email to kmp-webinars@manageengine.com, and we'll be able to help you out. Thank you for joining us. We hope you have a great rest of the day. Thank you.